Hi, I'm Nick Thake and I am a photographer, videographer running a small business in Perth, Western Australia. First picked up a camera when I was probably about 15 and it was a film camera. And that was basically just my introduction into the film photography side of things. I never did any developing of sorts. I sent all the films away to get developed, but back then it was just mainly shooting holidays and family stuff. It kind of progressed a bit harder when I went to university, so I studied marine biology and in Plymouth in the UK, and the part of the university was doing a commercial dive course, and at that stage we were diving in all these amazing places and kind of wanted to show my family what we were seeing underwater, and I bought a camera then to take underwater, and that was kind of where it went. So my favourite gear to shoot with at the minute, or what I am shooting with practically, is I shoot with a Canon R5 and an R6 and an R7. In terms of lenses, I am absolutely loving this 600 f4 at the minute. This is mainly used, or pretty much like solely used for nature photography. I've been taking this up to Exmouth and filming a lot of raptors in the flying across the ranges and stuff like that up there. So I'm not trained in photography, I'm sort of self-taught. I didn't go to university, didn't go to TAFE, didn't do anything. My initial career with marine biology was what I thought I'd be doing forever, but the way that industry went with oil and gas, they sort of took the fun out of it and turned it into more paperwork and health and safety stuff. At that point there, I knew I was kind of done with that industry and didn't want to continue with that, and that was where I sort of left that job and then veered off into the photography realm. You know, the basic story is someone from work said, "You take great pictures of whale sharks. Can you take pictures of our wedding?" With nature, I like to be true to life. So, you know, if I see a whale shark in blue water, you're going to see a whale shark in blue water. You're not going to see a blacked out photo, fully edited hard. I just like seeing things in a natural environment. One of my favourite projects that I've sort of filmed, we did so it was with the Australian Institute of Marine Science, and we went to Scott Reef, and we would go there 2 or 3 times a year, and I was like one of the first people to fly drones out there as well. We actually went out on 3 separate trips. So we did one pre-bleaching, one during bleaching, and one post-bleaching. And then to capture footage over those 3 scenarios was quite interesting. With that project, we were at sea for probably about 3 months. And with that footage, that actually got put into a Netflix documentary called Chasing Coral, which was fantastic. They did a lot of time-lapse photography, and they used our imagery from Scott Reef as an example of what was happening in the Northwest Shelf. I got invited out onto a research expedition down in Bremer Bay to go and photograph orcas. And that's kind of where my worlds collide with my science background and photography. Working off the flybridge, the top deck of the boat, we were just shooting down and realised I'd finished my memory card, so I went down to change the memory card out, and at that point I had the guys yelling above, and basically we had 2 orcas coming out. We were still steaming forwards, the orcas were coming out, porpoising out of the waves behind us. Because I had such a long lens on, and they were too close to the back of the boat, I literally had to run to the front of the boat, hang off the side of the boat, and then take these shots. And what you get is a sequence of probably about 20 of these juveniles. They were teenagers, they called them, Orca and Swirl, I think were their names. And they were jumping clear out of the wave, just following the boat. So yeah, I've got those blown up pretty big and sold them in a few places. So yeah, that was pretty special.
You sure it was the SD card then?
You're not getting it. If you're not quick enough on the record button, you're not getting it.